Entangled Souls, Chapter 18 of Holographic Multiverse. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into Chapter 18. And guys, this one hit different. Entangled Souls isn't just another chapter. It's like the author grabbed us by the shoulders and said, "Let me show you something that'll mess with your head for weeks." So buckle up, because we're about to explore insomnia, family connections that defy physics, and a theory about consciousness that honestly made me question everything I thought I knew about reality. When your body becomes your worst enemy. Right off the bat, we get this absolutely chilling line. I had not slept for 4 days. But here's the thing. This isn't just someone complaining about being tired. The protagonist describes how their basic human instincts are just gone. No yawning, no drowsiness. It's like their body forgot how to be human. And then it gets worse. They walk out of a restaurant into cold air and boom, their body just betrays them. Heart racing, panic flooding in, that primal terror that you're about to die right there on the sidewalk. We've all had those moments, right? When your body decides to freak out for seemingly no reason. But here's what got me. The author describes this stone feeling in their diaphragm. Not their heart, not their stomach, but this weird spot that doesn't even have a major organ. It's like their body is trying to tell them something, but in a language they don't understand. The drive home becomes this nightmare where every second feels like it could be their last. And honestly, the way this is written made my own chest feel tight just reading it. The flashback that changes everything. Now, here's where things get really interesting. That stone feeling triggers a memory from 5 years ago. The exact same sensation. And guys, what happened that night is absolutely wild. Picture this, waking up in agony, feeling like an invisible hand is crushing your chest, desperately trying to throw up, but nothing comes out. It sounds like a heart attack, right? But then, and this is the crazy part, it all just stops. Like someone flipped a switch. The pain vanishes, replaced by this incredible peace. So, our protagonist spends the rest of the night watching the sunrise, feeling this rare joy that apparently only comes when you've been through hell and come out the other side. Beautiful moment, right? Then the phone rings. The grandfather died a few hours ago. Wait, hold up. Let me get this straight. The exact moment the protagonist felt that incredible release and peace was when their grandfather passed away? Thousands of kilometers away? That's not a coincidence, folks. That's something else entirely. The theory that broke my brain. Here's where this chapter goes from intense personal story to full-blown metaphysical mind-bender. Instead of brushing off this connection, our protagonist goes full scientist mode and comes up with this theory that honestly sounds crazy, until you really think about it. They're basically saying we might all be walking quantum computers. That our consciousness, our actual soul, is quantum information that isn't bound by our physical bodies. And just like quantum particles can be entangled and affect each other instantly across vast distances, maybe human souls work the same way. Einstein called quantum entanglement spooky action at a distance. And now we're talking about spooky action between human souls. The grandfather's suffering was felt instantly by the protagonist. His moment of release, his death, transmitted that peace across continents in real time. Is this science fiction? Maybe. But when you've experienced something like this yourself, And let's be honest, who hasn't had those moments where you just knew something was wrong with someone you love? It starts to feel less crazy and more like we're just scratching the surface of how consciousness really works. The fear of knowing too much. But here's what I love about this chapter. It doesn't end with some triumphant, "I've figured it all out" moment. Instead, our protagonist admits they're scared. They know they're onto something huge, something that could reveal fundamental secrets about reality, but they're terrified to dig deeper. And honestly, I get it. If you really could feel other people's pain, if you really were connected to everyone you love in this invisible quantum web, that's not just beautiful, it's terrifying. Imagine carrying the weight of everyone's suffering, feeling their final moments, being unable to turn off this cosmic empathy. Sometimes ignorance really is bliss. Why this chapter hits so hard? Look, we've all been there. We've all felt those weird physical sensations that doctors can't explain. We've all had moments where we just knew something was happening to someone we love before anyone told us. We've all wondered if there's more to consciousness than just brain chemistry. This chapter takes all those universal human experiences and says, what if there's actually a scientific explanation for this? What if we're not as separate as we think we are? It's validating and terrifying at the same time. The questions that keep you up at night. So here we are, left with these massive questions. Are we really individual, isolated beings, or are we all connected in ways we can't see? Can we actually feel other people's pain and peace through some kind of quantum connection? Is intuition just our brain making stuff up, or is it us picking up on real quantum information? And if we are all connected, what does that mean for how we live our lives? The protagonist doesn't give us answers, just this compelling theory and that lingering discomfort of the stone. And you know what? That's perfect, because some mysteries are meant to be felt, not solved. Wrapping up Entangled Souls is one of those chapters that sticks with you. It takes something as simple as a sleepless night and uses it to explore the possibility that everything we think we know about consciousness and connection might be wrong. Whether you buy into the quantum theory or not, you can't deny the power of that central question. What invisible threads might be connecting all of us right now? That's it for today's deep dive, everyone. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever experienced something like this? Those moments where you felt connected to someone far away? I'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this breakdown. And I'll see you in the next one, where we tackle whatever mind-bending chapter comes next. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the mysteries of the holographic multiverse, I invite you to check out my book. You can get your copy right now. Just follow the link in the description below. Your support not only helps me create more content, but also fuels this journey of exploration. Want even deeper access? Join my Patreon for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and a free download of my book. As a patron, you'll also receive bonus videos on how I conquered insomnia and anxiety, plus a private 30-minute call with me to explore life's biggest questions together. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X, for updates, extra content, and mind-expanding discussions. Links are all below. Until then, sweet dreams, if you can manage to get any sleep after thinking about quantum entangled souls.